Hello and welcome to your Pick and Mix Yoga Flow class. We are going to get started in a child's pose today, please. So think wide knees is quite nice for your back for child's pose, toes together. Now if you want to put your forehead on the block, that's quite nice when you're first warming up, not to have to force quite as much. Your hips may sink a little closer to your heels if your head's a little elevated. And we're just going to start to bring our awareness to our breathing. Expanding on the inhales, contracting on the exhales. Just allow your forehead to sink into the surface it's resting on. Start to bring some vocalization to your exhales. So you're going to say aha as an HA on your exhale. So deep breath in and nice deep breath in. Keep going with this one more time. Then just returning to your normal breathing and gently lifting yourself up into a quadruped position. Your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. We're going to take some hip circles here. So you can move forward and back just a little as you explore your range of motion. Yep. And then switch the direction of your circles. Taking a pause next time you come into the center, and you're going to firm up your right knee and send your left leg back. Keeping your right toes pointed, you can push down into the top of your right foot and just float your left leg up to hip height, point the toes. Beautiful. Tug your shoulder blades down the back and looking on the floor, the central point in between your thumbs. Sending your right arm away, taking care to make all of the creases in the elbow nice and straight and wrinkle free. And then we're going to lower and lift the arm and the leg together. So it's lower and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Fabulous. 4 more. Draw the belly in. And this time, hold the leg up, but place your hand back down to where it started, please, and tuck your right toes under, leaving the toes directly behind the knee, and then we're going to press our left foot down so that your toes intersect with your instep. So you want to make sure your foot isn't too close to your right foot. And then if you can, you're going to turn and open up and face the left hand wall. Lean against your imaginary wall. Yes, beautiful. Look at your wrist. Make sure it's not, your fingers aren't pulling it back. Keep it nice and neutral. Excellent. So our kickstand, we're going to improve it a little now, make it a little more balanced, and just send your right foot so that it's now at an angle a little further away from the left one. So my foot was there, and I've just moved it away there, so it's a little more balanced. And this gives us the chance now to shift onto the right knee and lift up the left leg. Fantastic. So left hand touches onto your left thigh. Maybe you can trace your fingers down and catch your foot. If you hate that, then just leave the leg extended is fine. And now tuck your tail under and start to open the front of the left thigh. Deep breath in, exhale, release the hand from the foot, reverse through your movements here. Make your way back onto your hands and knees, please. Find a child's pose. Inhale through a round back to bring yourself back into your quadruped. Reset hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And this time, we're sending out the other leg. So I think that's your right leg that's going out this time. That's it. And if you want to, the left arm, unbend your left elbow. Pull your shoulders down your back. Unkink the back of your neck. Lowering and lifting. Here we go. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale, exhale. Two left. Holding the leg up where it is. Planting the left hand down to its starting position, tucking the left toes under but leaving the foot exactly where it is, facing straight back. Your right leg, reach it to the back a little and then place the side of the foot down. See if you can turn and open up second side. Yes, think about tucking your tail under, squeezing that right shoulder blade down the back. Notice what's going on in your wrist. If you have a tendency to do that, try to get a nice long straight arm. Spread the fingers. Deep breath in. As you exhale, take that left foot into its more helpful position and then maybe you can float up your right leg. Yes, fabulous. Right hand to the front of the hip. Trace it down the leg and maybe you can catch your foot second side. Pressing the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. Maybe you can find some extension through the spine as well here. Deep breath in as you exhale, releasing the foot, extending the leg. And then unrotating and making your way into a down dog in your own time. Walk through the heels, do whichever movements you enjoy when you get here. Notice which parts of you feel sticky today. Which parts are inviting you to open. On your next inhale, we're going to come into a kneeling plank. Just shift your weight forward and untuck the toes. Pull the shoulders down the back. Make sure you don't drop your hips down too low. Draw your belly in, engage your pelvic floor. Lovely. Deep breath in. As you exhale, turn the insides of the elbows forward. Lower your chest down to your mat. Take your fingers a little forward and wide. Roll through your cobras. Inhaling to come down, exhaling to roll up. Head lifts last. The next time you're up, you're going to pause here, press into your palms a little. Deep breath in. Exhale, sit back into a child's pose, widen your knees. Toes together. Deep breath in. On your exhale, come up just enough so that you can tuck your toes under. Press into your hands, float your knees off your mat, and then unfold your legs into your down dog. And take a stroll with your feet up to the front of your mat, please. When you get here, let's just flop forwards, allow your belly to rest on your thighs, bent knees. can interlace your hands behind you if you want to and lift them up. And then straighten out your left leg and turn to the left a little. Look up. Pull with your right hand on your left a little. Deep breath in, exhale, return to your forward fold, both knees are bent. Straightening out your right leg this time, inhale, and as you exhale, turn and look up to the right and pull with your left hand to open up the front of that right shoulder a little more. Deep breath in as you exhale, come back to your rounded position and unfurl yourself to stand. When you get to the top, let's roll the shoulders, widen your legs and rotate a little side to side. Well done, that was our warm-up. So we're going to move on to a yoga flow at the front of our mat, please. Make sure you've got your blocks available, and please use blocks, blankets, anything else that you've got with you that might help things feel easier along the way. Don't wait for me to suggest it. Feet are either together or a little separated, you pick. They're parallel if they're separated. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway, pull your shoulders down your mat. Now some people like to look up with this one. Personally, I like to keep the chin a little tucked so that the back of the neck stays long and we can really work on extension through the spine. Inhale as you exhale, fold forwards. Softening both knees, send your right leg way back to a deep lunge. And then down dog. Inhale to a plank either on your knees or your toes now, depending on how warm you feel. So you can either repeat what we did in the warm-up on the knees to get down to the mat, or you can lower yourself all the way down from here. Keep your elbows in nice and tight, and then find your cobra, and we're just going to pause this time. Shoulders coming down the back, hips pressing forwards, chest lifting and opening. Deep breath in as you exhale, release down, downward facing dog, hands on either sides of the ribs. Walk your feet up towards your hands and come through a rounded back to stand. Inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, left leg steps way back this time, deep lunge. Excellent, and down dog. Press fully into the root of each of your fingers, into both palms. Choose which plank you're going to inhale to. If you're coming to a full plank, you can roll through the back a little if you like doing that. Your choice this time is either to lower down in either of the other two options we've explored, or you can hover halfway in a chaturanga. You pick, and then it's either cobra or it's an up dog. If you're an up dog, tone the thighs so that the knees are lifted off the mat. Inhale, exhale, down facing dog. Take a stroll up to the front of your mat. Pause in your forward fold. Allow the weight to fall forward into the front of the foot. And then soften the knees and come through a rounded back to stand. Adding on this time, inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees, right leg, deep lunge. Exhale. Excellent. Downward facing dog. And inhale to your plank. Now you can do whichever of the options you prefer. So start to lower yourself down to whichever you're doing, and then we'll all meet in a cobra or an up dog. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg up. So think about pointing your toes up towards the ceiling, that's it. On your next exhale, shift the weight forward, bend the knee, replace right hand with right foot. Yes, grab the ankle if it doesn't get all the way up there, and don't worry about the transitions if they don't work for you. As long as you've got your right foot in the front is all that matters. We're going to bring ourselves into a high lunge. So start to take a strength through your core, and then inhale your way up. Yes. Think nice straight arms here. And we're going to straighten the front leg and then bend it. So we're going to exhale to straighten and inhale to bend. Back legs nice and straight if you can. Excellent. One more, please. Exhale up. And then hold in your lunge here. Pull your shoulders down your back. Try to parallel your front thigh with your mat. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to step into a forward fold. And then come through a rounded back to stand. Reset your feet if, like me, you need to, and then we'll inhale, the arms widen up, and exhale, flow forward and down. Inhale to come halfway. Exhale, fold forwards. Softening both knees, send your left leg way back. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale to your plank. Exhale either all the way down to the mat or to your chaturanga. And then cobra or up dog. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's reset here for a moment. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. And we're going to inhale up the left leg this time. See how high you can lift your left leg while still keeping your hips facing your mat. Deep breath in. On your exhale, replace your left hand with your left foot. And you want to be drawing left foot towards right inner knee as you make your way up into your high lunge, second side. Awesome. Once you get here, we're going to straighten out the front leg on the exhale. Inhale, bend nice and deep. If you need the arms out to the side as well, that's totally fine. Exhale to straighten back knee as straight if it feels comfortable to you. Excellent. And next time you come into the deepness of your high lunge, just pause here. Notice if you're up here and see if you, so if you're here, see if you can sink down a bit while still keeping the front knee over that ankle. Deep breath in as you exhale. See if you can bend your back knee a little and spring forward into a forward fold. Softening the knees, come through a rounded back to stand. When you get to the top, palms together, take a moment. Softly close the eyes. Go inside. And then when you're ready, floating the eyes open, we're moving on. Inhale, the arms widen up. And exhale, flow forward and down. Softening both knees, we're going to send our right leg way back. And then lower your right knee down. We're finding a crescent lunge. So you can point the back foot, press the top of the foot into the mat. And then as you come up, take the hands back behind you. Imagine that you're holding a block between them and start to squeeze your imaginary block. Yes, beautiful. Shoulders are down as you tip your sternum up to the sky. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you might want to grab a block along the way, place it on the outside of your left foot, and you're going to tuck your right toes under and set your back foot down. We're going to open ourselves up into a triangle here. So start to engage the muscles that support the knee by pulling up your quadricep muscles. Turn your left hip towards the right and lean against your imaginary wall for your triangle. If you want a little more here, you can turn the palm away from this front wall and start to press the air behind you. You might be able to take the back of your hand to your back hip. You might be able to sneak it around and catch your thigh. It doesn't matter where it is. Just pull that right shoulder back and feel that lovely opening, particularly through your rotator cuff on that right shoulder. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release the bind if you had it. And then let's rotate ourselves around to face our front foot. Soften the knee and lower your right knee down. We're coming into lizard. So if you've got some blocks, you might want to place them on the inside of your left foot. You can come down to your forearms, either on the mat or your blocks, depends how flexible you are. Don't worry about what the person next to you is doing. Just focus on how you feel today. On your exhales, inviting the front of that right hip to open. Breath in. As you exhale, if you're not already on your hands, climb onto your hands and just set the blocks to the side. We're going to come into a side plank and you're going to be on your right hand, so we'll all be facing the left wall. If you want to be fancy, you can tuck your right toes under and in one step into your side plank, or you can just stay on your knee and make your way here if you're going to be doing a kneeling one. If you want to step into it, try that, whatever works for you. Make sure your hand is under your shoulder and it's not too far forward. That's quite harsh on your shoulder joint. Yeah, that's lovely. Everyone looks fantastic. Hold it here, bump your hips up. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let's find a down dog. Inhaling up your right leg. On your exhale, step it forward to replace your right hand. Now from here we're going to, I especially say this to myself today, we're going to attempt to step forward into a warrior three. Okay, so I'm going to put the blocks here because I'm very wobbly today. Okay, if you're feeling rock solid, you won't need the blocks. Okay, so you're going to find some spring. If you need to step your back foot in a little, you can. And then step your way into your warrior three. Just using the blocks today because that works for me. It doesn't mean that you have to. So you've got your arms out to the side or in the front for more challenge. Deep breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. If the blocks are there, that will be useful for you. We're coming into half splits. Lift up your left leg and draw your chest as close to your right leg as you can. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to come down to our left knee, and your right leg's going to stay long in the front. So we're going to do a half hero pose, and it's your left leg that's going to be tucked under. So if you know that your knees are a bit dodgy at the moment, take a block so that you can sit on your block. Put your right leg in the front. If you are comfortable keeping your toes facing back, you can sneak your hips down fully to the mat. So whichever is more comfortable to you. And then when we get here, we're just going to sit and lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders down the back. And maybe some of you will want to fold over your front leg to intensify the stretching in the back of the hamstrings. Deep breath in. As you exhale, if you were folding forward, sit tall. We're going to reverse back through this move. So shift back onto your shin if you weren't on it, and come back into your half kneel. Right leg in the front, and then back knee comes off and you're in a deep lunge. Perfect. Straightening out your right leg, bending the back knee so you can spring yourself up to a forward fold, and then come through a rounded back to stand. Inhale, the arms widen up. Exhale, flow forward and down. Softening both knees, sending your left leg way back, please. Lowering your left knee down, pointing the toes, pressing the top of the foot down. And then pressing your hands back as you open into your crescent lunge, second side. Chest lifts. So you're engaged through your glutes. You're active in the hips, even though you're stretching them. Pressing your imaginary block between your hands. Beautiful. Deep breath in. As you exhale, shift your torso forward a little. Get your block ready on the outside of your right foot. We're going to ground the left foot for triangle, second side. If you want to hop it into position, you can. And then start to straighten out that right leg as you tuck the right hip under, open the front of the left hip, and lean against your imaginary wall. Fantastic. Feel the energy flowing out through the top of each of your fingers in your left hand. And turn and open the hips so that you start to feel that lengthening through the groin, through your right inner thigh. Actually quite a nice hip opener as well, this one. There are loads of layers to triangle. And then if you did this on the first side, you can turn your palm so that your thumb is down. Start to press the air away behind you and bring the back of your hand to the back of your right hip. If you can sneak your fingers around and catch your thigh, that's great. If you can't, hold where you are. Tug that left shoulder down your back. Beautiful, opening up the front of the left shoulder. Find that your right knee bothers you, make sure that you have engaged your quads fully on that right side, and it's fine to soften the knee if you need to. Unsticking the bind, reversing the hand back up to its starting position, and then rotating so that you are facing your front foot. That's it, and then we'll bring our back knee down, please. Make your way into lizard, second side. So you can pick up your back knee and walk it away a little, and then make your way onto your forearms. You can hug your inside of your right knee to the outside of your right shoulder. Take deep breaths here, exhaling for just a little longer than your inhales. And as things start to open, if you want to change your position, go right ahead. Notice if you're holding any tension in your upper body, around the neck, the shoulders. A small amount of support happening in that area, but try to ungrip. Deep breath in. If you're not already on your hands, let's all climb up onto our hands, please. And we're going to step our way into a side plank, second side. So you've got your left hand under your left shoulder. Make sure it's not too far forward here. And then you can either just turn yourself around and stay on your knee, or if you want to lift your back knee off and step into the side plank. I'm a bit wobbly today, so I'm going to do quite a few little steps to get into mine. And then bump your hips up. Find the strength behind your left shoulder blade. Unbend your right elbow. Stretch the skin between your fingers. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bring that top hand down and step into a down dog. Just reset here. Inhaling up your left leg, exhaling, step that left foot to replace the left hand. And this is where we step into our Warrior 3. So if you're going to do the wobbly version with me, you've got your blocks on either side of your front foot. And then step your way up. Once you get here, arms are either straight out to the side in a T position, or for the more challenging position, you can take the arms straight out in the front. Draw the belly in. Lengthen the back of the neck. Deep breath in. As you exhale, step into a deep lunge. And this is where we sit back into that half hero pose. So right knee comes down. If you need a block, bring it with you. Left leg is going to be straight out in the front. And if you're sitting on the block, you point the back toes and just sit nice and tall here with your left leg straight out in the front. If you want to nestle the hips in on the inside of that right foot, you can. Once you get here, give your body a moment to settle, shoulders down. If your knee's bothering you, change something. And if you want to fold forward, of course, you can. Take your breaths to the back of the left leg. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll all meet in a sitting tall position. Shift back onto your ankle if you were in the half hero, and then reverse through into a deep lunge with your left leg in the front. Yep, perfect. So we're straightening our left leg a little, bending the right knee, and you're going to spring into your forward fold. Last forward fold like this. Take a moment here. Notice maybe it's a little easier now to reach forwards. Notice how the back of each of the legs feel. Allow the torso to heavy. Let gravity draw the crown of your head down. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're going to make our way into a child's pose. Heavy your hips on your heels. Deep breath in, and exhale to come up to hands and knees. Well done. Coming to a comfortable sitting position and drawing your hands together at heart center, tilting your chin down a little with your gaze on your thumbnails. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye now.